Hello everyone, today I wanted to do a video on this Jack's candy charm that I found. This is made by Fuzzy Log over on candypatterns.com. This is another type of work along with me, so the video will have little to no cuts and it'll be a step-by-step instructional video. First, for the string, as per usual, measure with your heart. I did about 3 or 4 arm lengths. I did end up having to add more string later. You'll start by folding your candy string in half like this, and then we will do a black on both sides of the string. And down the middle, we'll do 1 purple. And then we will do 2 blacks down the sides. And then a black down the middle. And we will do a yellow on the top part of the string and a purple on the bottom. A yellow down the center of the strings and 2 purples on either side of the string. We're going to do a black down the center of the strings, a black on the top, and a purple on the bottom. And then we will take a yellow down both centers of the string. We're gonna do a yellow on the top and then a yellow on the bottom. Alrighty, and we're gonna wrap this up by putting a purple down the center and then a black on either side. And this is around what your pattern should be looking like. I would double check your work, and then if it looks like this, we will tie. We want to make sure that these clusters of yellow are facing towards that way. Once I check my pattern, I do about 3 or 4 ties. We're going to take our string through that first black bead. Remember, on the side with the clusters of yellow, we're going to start with a purple bead, and then we're going to weave it through that yellow bead sticking up. And make sure as you're going through, you are pulling that string tight. We don't need any leeway. We're going to be doing a yellow bead, weaving it through that black bead, and then again, pulling the string tight. If you don't pull the string tight, it's going to be floppy and it will not hold its shape. We're going to be doing a black bead, weaving it through that purple bead sticking up. And then we're going to be doing a yellow bead, weaving it through that yellow bead sticking up. And a black bead, weaving it through that black bead that is sticking up. And to tie it off, a purple bead, weaving it through that black bead that is sticking up. All right, we're going to be taking a black bead, weaving it through that purple bead sticking up. And then we're going to be taking a purple bead and weaving it through the black bead. And then we're going to be taking a yellow bead and weaving it through the yellow bead. And a purple bead and weaving it through that black bead. And a black bead and weaving it through this yellow bead. And a purple bead and weaving it through that purple bead. Now here is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. We're going to take a black bead, weave it on the string, but as you'll notice, if you try to step up the row, it's gonna hop over on top of that purple bead, and we don't want that. So we're gonna take our string, weave it through that black bead going through the side, and then we're gonna take our string and weave it downwards into that purple bead. And then we're gonna take that string and then weave it through that purple bead sticking up. And then this should get your string in between that purple and black, and then we can start our next row. We're gonna add on a purple bead and weaving it through that purple bead sticking up. And actually this entire row is just going to be purple beads. So while this is going, I did want to let you guys know that I'm kind of trying something new where I record the video and then I record the voiceover. I don't think I'll be doing this again because it's a lot of editing. It does give me a lot more wiggle room for mistakes, but I don't know. It takes too long. But let me know how you like it. Another issue is that I will get so lost in the sauce because I'm not speaking that I'll forget to put the project in the center of the camera. And you'll notice that as we go on, I'll just get lazy because I'm not speaking and it doesn't remind me to put the project in the center of the camera. So that's another thing. But anyways, we're coming towards the end here and we're gonna weave it through that black bead and we're going to step up our next row. All right, now our next row is gonna start off with a black bead and we're gonna weave it through. And then we're gonna take a purple bead and weave it through that purple bead. And we're gonna take another purple bead and weave it through that purple bead. And then we're gonna take a black bead and weave it through that purple bead. And here is a friendly reminder that if you are going along with me, to make sure you are pulling tightly on your string. We're gonna take another purple bead and weave it through that purple bead sticking up. Another purple bead and weaving it through that purple bead. And here we're gonna run into that wonky bead again. So just like before, we're gonna take our string, weave it through these 3 beads. So weaving it through that black one on the side here, and then taking it diagonally down, weaving it through that purple one on the bottom. And then weaving it through the side of that purple bead right above it, and our string should be sticking up in between the purple and the black. Alrighty. Now we're about to get started here with Jack's ears. We're going to be building them one at a time, and then we'll move our string over. It just uses way less string if we do it this way. So we're gonna start off with a black, and then we're gonna weave it through that purple sticking up. And then we're gonna take a purple bead and weave it through that purple sticking up. And then we're gonna take a black bead and then weave it through that black one sticking up. And here's where we run into 2 options for stepping up the next row. Either you can take that string and you can weave it through that black sticking up. However, it will show your string, but if you don't care, just weave through there and then finish off the pattern and loop back around. If not, take your string, weave it down to where that purple bead is, and then we're gonna take it through the black bead, weave it through. And then we're gonna turn our candy to the side and then weave it up through the purple bead. And then we'll take it and weave it through that black that we had just added. And now we're gonna fill out his ear pattern. So we're gonna do a purple sticking up through that purple bead, and then we're gonna add another purple and weave it through that black bead that's sticking up. And then from here, we're gonna be adding a black bead, weave it through that purple that's sticking up. And then a purple bead and weave it through the purple that's sticking up. And then when we go to add this black bead, we're gonna run into that wonky bead again. So we're gonna take our string, weave it down through the black, and then we're gonna weave it diagonally down through that purple bead, and then up through the side of the purple bead that's directly above it, and then once again, your string should be in between the purple and the black. We're gonna go ahead and do a purple bead, weave it through the purple that's sticking up, and another purple bead, weave it through the black. And to start off our next row, we're going to be adding a black bead, weave it through the purple bead. And a purple bead, weave it through the purple bead. And then we're gonna add a black bead, but once again, we're gonna be running into that wonky bead. So we're just gonna do what we did before, weave it down through the black, up through the two purples. Alrighty, now your string should be in between that purple and the black bead. We're gonna start off with a purple and weave it through that purple bead. We're gonna take another purple bead and weave it through that black bead. Stepping up our next row, we're gonna be adding a black bead and weaving it through the purple. We're going to be adding a purple bead and then weaving it through that purple bead. And are you sensing a pattern here? We're going to be running into that wonky bead once again. So just like the past few times, we're going to be doing the same thing, weaving it down through that black and through the two purples. Alright, and just like before, your string should be in between that purple and the black. We're going to be adding a purple, weaving it through that purple. We're going to be taking another purple and then weaving it through the black bead. And then we're going to be taking a black bead, weaving it through the purple bead. A purple bead, weaving it through the purple bead. And then the wonky bead, once again, we're just going to be weaving it down through that black and those two purples. As per usual, your string should be sticking out between the purple and the black. We're going to take a black, weave it through the purple, and then we're going to take another black and then weave it through the black. Now from here, we just need to fill in that center with a black bead. So you can take your string, weave it through like this, but remember that your string will show. If you don't want your string to show, weave it down through that black and then through that purple on the side and then up through that purple right in the middle. And then your string should be sticking out like that. Add a black bead and weave it through. Now you can stop here. For me, I like to weave it through twice, just because I feel like it holds a lot better. So if you'd like to do that, go ahead and follow along with what I'm doing here. And then I weave it up and through that black bead again, just to hold it a little better. It's not necessary, but I like to do it. All right, so now we have to get that string on the other side. So it's hard for me to explain exactly what I'm doing, so just follow along with me with how I'm weaving that string. We are just zigzagging it until we get to that center black bead in between his eyes. I'm not really giving step-by-step instructions on this part because it really doesn't matter how you get that string down. You can go in any direction. Again, it really doesn't matter. As long as that string is coming through right here. All right, now with your string sticking out, we're going to be finishing off his ears. So we're going to be taking a black bead, weaving it through the purple sticking up. We're going to be adding a purple, weaving it through that purple sticking up. And then we will be taking a black bead and weaving it through that black bead sticking up. Now, once again, we're going to be running into that two options for how to step up the next row. Either you can take your string and you can weave it through that black bead sticking up. Just remember your string will show. If you don't care, stay here and fill out the rest of your pattern. If you do care, take that string, weave it down through that black, and then we're going to go through that purple on the bottom, weave it through that purple on top of the other purple, and then weave it through the black. Now we're going to take a purple and weave it through the purple bead sticking up. We're going to take another purple and weave it through the black. We're going to take a black bead and then weave it through the purple that's sticking up. We're going to take a purple, weave it through the purple bead. And then once again, we're going to run into another wonky bead. And we're just going to be doing just like how we did before, weaving it down through that black and then up those two purples. Now, before when I was telling you guys about how I was forgetting to put the project in the center of the screen, this is what I was talking about. Good thing it's the exact same thing as we did before, so we're just going to be weaving two purples and then taking a black bead and then weaving it through that purple above it. All right, we're going to take a black bead, weave it through that purple sticking up, and then we're going to take a purple bead, weave it through that purple that is sticking up. And then we're going to run into another wonky bead again. So just remember, it is down this side of the black and then up those two purple beads, as I'm very clearly showing right here. Oh, I moved, yay. With your string in between that purple and the black, we're going to be adding on a purple and weaving it through the purple bead. We're going to take another purple bead and weave it through that black sticking up. And we are going to be taking a black bead and weaving it through that purple sticking up. For anyone following along, this is your friendly reminder once again to make sure that you are pulling on your string tightly. We're going to be taking a purple bead, weaving it through that purple. And then once again, we're going to be running into yet another wonky bead. So remember that string down the side of the black and then up those two purple beads. I turned my Jack's charm to the side here. It just helps me. Sorry if that's confusing to anybody. And then that string should be sticking out between the black and the purple. So now we're going to be taking another purple bead and weaving it through that purple again. And then we're going to be taking another purple bead and weaving it through that black bead. We're going to be stepping up to our next row here by adding on a black bead, weaving it through that purple. And then we're going to be taking another purple bead, weaving it through that purple. And then once again, another wonky bead. So just like before, down the side of that black and then up those two purple beads. We're going to be finishing off Jack's ear here with a black bead, weaving it through the purple. And then another black bead and weaving it through the black one. And remember, you can take your string up like this if you don't care about your string being shown to add your center bead. Now, for this next part, I forgot to film it properly. And there I go. So it's just like how we did with the other ear. It's down the center and then up those two beads, and then you'll be adding on your middle black bead. I kind of went a slightly different direction. I don't know why, but just like how we practiced before, guys. I'm trusting that you remember. From here, I'm just showing you how I go back down to add that second layer. Again, this is totally not necessary. I just like to do it because I think it holds better. But that completes the top of Jack's head. And now we just need to do the bottom part. Taking your string, going through that black bead, we're going to be adding a purple bead and then weaving it through that yellow bead sticking up. We're going to be adding another purple bead and weaving it through the purple sticking up. We're going to be adding another purple bead and weaving it through the purple sticking up. And did you guess it? Yes, another purple bead through the purple sticking up. Adding another purple, weaving it through the black sticking up. And adding our last purple bead and weaving it through the black sticking up. We're going to start our next row by adding a black bead, weaving it through the purple. We're going to be adding another purple, weaving it through the purple. And then we're going to be adding a yellow bead, weaving it through the purple. We'll be adding another yellow bead, weaving it through the purple sticking up. And if you haven't guessed, this is the start of Jack's mouth. We're going to be adding another yellow bead, weaving it through. And then adding on a purple bead and weaving it through. And then from here, we're going to run into another wonky bead. So we're going to weave through the side just like before and then up those two purples. And then once you weave through the purple sticking through up the top, your string should be in between that purple and black bead. We're going to be adding on another purple, weaving it through that purple sticking up. And next we're going to be adding on a yellow bead, weaving it through that yellow. We're going to be adding on another yellow bead, weaving it through the yellow. Adding on another yellow bead, weaving it through the yellow. And adding on our last yellow bead for this row, weaving it through the purple. And then adding on a purple bead and weaving it through the black bead. Starting our next row, we're going to be adding on a black bead, weaving it through the purple. Adding a purple, weaving it through the yellow. And another friendly reminder to pull your string if you're following along with me. Add a yellow bead, weave it through that yellow bead. Adding on another yellow bead, weaving it through the yellow. Adding on another yellow bead, weaving it through that yellow. Adding on a purple bead and weaving it through that purple. And then once again, we're going to run into another wonky black bead. So we're just going to be weaving it through that black one and then through the two purples. We are so close to being done. With your string in between that black and that purple, we're going to take a black bead, weave it through the purple bead. And then we're going to be adding on a purple bead, weaving it through the yellow bead. We're going to be taking a yellow bead, weaving it through the yellow. We'll be taking another yellow bead, weaving it through the yellow. And then we'll be taking a purple bead, weaving it through the purple. And then for here, we'll be adding on a black bead and then weaving it through the black one. Now, again, we run into the two options. You can take your string, you can weave it through that black, but again, your string will show. So instead, we'll be taking that black bead, weaving the string through it, and then going diagonally up through the purple. And then going down to the other purple and your string should be sticking out in between the purple and the black. Go ahead and take a black bead, weave it through the purple. We're going to be taking a purple bead and weaving it through the yellow bead. A purple bead, weaving it through the yellow bead. And then we'll take another purple bead and weave it through the purple bead. And then we will take a black bead and then weave it through the black bead. Now, once again, we have another step up option. Either you can weave it through that black bead, but if you don't want the string to show, we're going to weave it through the side of that black bead, through the other black bead that's right on top. We're going to take our string and weave it downwards into the purple bead. And then we're going to weave through the purple bead that's also sticking down from it. And for some reason, I weave it up through the yellow bead sticking up. And then I weave it back down into the purple. And then your string should be sticking out between the purple and the black bead. We're going to be adding on a black bead, weaving it through the purple. We're going to be taking another black bead, weaving it through the purple again. And then another black bead and weaving it through the purple that is sticking up. We're going to be taking our black bead and then weaving it through the black that's sticking up. Again, you can take the string and weave it down, but then your string will show. If you don't care, continue like this. If you want the string to be hidden, we're going to take the string, weave it up through that black, and then weave it up through that black one again. And then we're going to take the string and then we are going to weave it through the black that's sticking above it and then through the purple that's diagonally above it. And then we're going to take the string and weave it diagonally down through the purple bead. And then through the side of that purple bead, weaving it through the black bead, and then back through the black bead again. And then guys, we're on our last row. We're just going to fill in the rest with black beads. So taking a black bead, weaving it through the black. Another black bead, weaving it through the black again. And then taking our last black bead and weaving it through the black. And then from here, I'm just going to take my string and then weave it up until my string's sticking out through one of the black beads on the side. And then I'm just going to tie it off. And I'll do that for the bottom and then going back to the top of his ears. This is just kind of showing you how I tie my string off. I'll do this about 3 or 4 times. And then once you tie it off and cut it, you have your very own Jack's candy charm. The link to this pattern will be in the description below if you want the pattern, if it's easier for you to follow along with. This person did such an amazing job designing this that I just had to show you how I make it. Thank you so much, friends, for watching. Remember, please leave all feedback in the comments. It really does help the channel grow. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Until the next time.